Okay, Thomas, if I were to ask you, which is your favorite day of the week, what would you say?
Well, currently it's Friday because
Okay.
I work 4 days a week and Friday is my free day. So that's a time where I can just, you know, take a breath and enjoy whatever I choose to enjoy. I often just relax and etc. But it's just, yeah, a nice activity. So
Okay. So there was research done, and they asked a whole lot of people what was their favorite day of the week. And would you like to guess what most people's favorite day is?
well, I would think like Saturday or something, because people are free after work, etc. So similar to me, perhaps.
Okay. Yeah, so one would think maybe the weekend, but the research found that most people enjoyed Friday as being they said Friday was their favorite day, and not even Saturday or Sunday. In fact, Sunday was the least favorite day. So, would you hazard a guess as to why most people's day was Friday? People that were working Monday to
I can
Friday.
imagine people daydreaming about the weekend already during the Friday.
Yeah,
So
that was a
yeah.
yeah, that was exactly the reason that people gave, that they were anticipating the weekend. So Friday, they would anticipate the weekend, all their free time, all their fun activities, what would they be getting up to, and they would just enjoy all this high vibe and beautiful energy and excitement on a Friday. So that was in fact their favorite day. And Saturday was the second favorite because obviously people had freedom and they could do whatever they wanted. But Sunday was the least favorite because they were dreading getting back to work on Monday. So if you think about anticipation, that seems to be quite a nice way of creating excitement for oneself. So they also found that they did research when people were going away on holiday. So you are planning a trip for next week. You going, and maybe you can even just tell us a little bit about where you're going. That could be fun to share. But they did research on when people are planning a holiday, during the planning process, during the holiday, and when they come back, what do they experience throughout that time? So if I were to ask you, because you now currently planning your holiday, you're leaving next week, how are you feeling about it?
Well, yeah, I'm excited. I'm still. There are some things that needs to be arranged. I need to prepare my clothes, etc. Small things, but yeah. And I don't often enjoy the trip itself because it's often long and tedious. But yeah, usually like the first days of being there, just something new, something exciting. And yeah, so we'll see. So just to give uh, I'm planning a trip with my friends on a, well, it's a boat. They call it the yacht, but it's a motor boat. And on the channels in Netherlands, we're planning to kind of have a nice, fun, relaxed time there. Enjoy the beauty of Netherlands, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So
Okay, so as I'm visualizing it, I'm getting excited for you.
Thank you. Somebody has to do that.
So, in terms of the research that people did in terms of asking other people who were planning a trip, what did they feel throughout the process? And would you like to guess when was the time that people felt most excited for their, or during that process of either throughout planning their trip, taking the trip, and coming back from the trip? What was the most exciting
Well,
part?
based on the previous research, I would say that the anticipation grows as the the time of the of the holiday itself. But I know that there is a lot of stress, etc. Especially my parents, they're just extremely stressed just before going to holidays. I'm not sure. So what was the
Okay. Yes, it could be different for different people. So if you're a bit of a perfectionist, maybe you want everything to be perfect, and it could be quite stressful as well. But the research found that people were most excited for their trip the day before they left on their trip. So as they were planning their trip, as they were thinking about their trip, they got very excited, and they were most excited the day before they left for their holiday, even compared to the day of leaving for their holiday. The day before was the most exciting. So I think maybe just what I get from that research that was done is that it's a nice way for us to create some excitement and happiness and increase that in our lives if we were to anticipate anything good. So whether it's a trip, whether it's the weekend, whether you're planning something in your life, the time leading up to it is a time that you could really increase the level of excitement and happiness in your life. So I think there is one way for us to feel quite empowered over our state of being.
and how natural this is for children. They're just excited all over for any small
Yeah,
reasons. So yeah.
absolutely. Where some of them can't even sleep the night before if they're having something planned that is happening, whether it's Christmas or a trip. They're so excited they can't sleep the night before. So I guess something that we can take from our inner child or our children, we can learn from them as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. So there was interesting message that I remembered now through one of the channelings and actually it was the Divine Mother that shared that the way how we create is that we flow with the energy that we choose to create. In other words, it's not that we how to say that, it's not that we just anticipate that there will be like some grand event or whatever ahead, whatever it is, but in a way that we choose, okay, I choose to be more loving, kind, joyous. And in that way, we choose to align with that energy. We bring that energy through. And whatever is aligned with that energy, with that frequency, is brought to us as an expression of that. And more we are in that energy, the more of those expression can we experience. And those expressions are like a small gifts or small creations by themselves. We just they were created for us or by us and very naturally. And she also mentioned very important things. So be very aware of the choices that are unconscious, because we also choose unconsciously, like our thoughts that are running on the background, which we might not know even about, which could repeat things like, you're not worthy, you don't deserve that, you know, those kind of programs. Those are also choices, and just shift the vibration, and then you receive whatever you kind of were. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it creates the opposite effect.
absolutely. So obviously we have to be very aware, and you mentioned the word programs. So we need to be aware of what are the programs that are running us and running our lives as well. And the programs are basically just the conditioning that we've been exposed to over our lifetime. And so you mentioned the one about deserving. Do I deserve? So in your case, maybe, do I deserve this holiday? And if the program that's running in your mind is, I deserve this holiday, then I guess that you would be more excited as well about it. But if the program is, I don't deserve this holiday, then you would, and I'm not talking you specifically, but generally, people would then sabotage themselves and they would sabotage the holiday and not really enjoy that. So we need to be very aware of what are those programs that are running us, and replace those programs, because we do have the power. And as you were saying through the mother's message as well, is choose a different state, choose a different frequency, choose a state of happiness, choose a state of anticipation, of excitement, which then puts you more aligned to what it is that you want to create as well. So it's about the authority that we have, I guess, in our own lives, and the power.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. So yeah, by choosing what we truly desire, we are creating, and we are in our power and in our creative, you know, capacity, expressing it. So yeah.
Yeah. So one of the other terms that the mother mentioned, and that we've been hearing now as well, is that we are divine sovereign beings. So do you maybe want to share a little bit about that in terms of anything that you got from the mother about that?
Well, we are always reminded that we are creators ourselves, that we have a free will, which is something of a discussion by itself, because it creates a whole range of possibilities. And there is nothing saying that the free will makes you choose the best. It says that the free will allows you to choose whatever you choose, even the things that you might not want to choose because of the, you know, the programs and conditionings that we have. So the greater awareness of what we truly want and desire brings us that, I don't know how to say that, but yeah, it's like being more authentic, and with that we anchor our inner authority, our our capacity to create with the intention and alignment to who we are, not outside of that. And then we kind of are just screaming at the universe what is happening and why do we need to experience that? Well, because unfortunately we have made that in some way without even knowing.
Mm.
And so what's your take on the inner power and authority and this sovereignty?
I think if I think about it, and we were talking about conditioning, I think from a young age, we very conditioned to listen to external authority and to respect external authority. And we conditioned to believe that the external authority is there to always do good for us. And there comes a time in our life where we need to start questioning that and to see that for what it is, and to see where there is true and where there is not true, and to take our power back from always giving it to external authority, and for us to step into our own power, and for us to make decisions about what is good and right for us. And that those decisions come from our inner authority, from our soul wisdom, from our inner guidance. And once we can discover what that is and connect with that and tap into that, I feel we can start to make decisions that are in our best interest for us, and not always be listening to external authority, whether it's experts in a certain field, or it's our parents or our friends, or any type of external authority, not to always give them the power, but to step into our own power and decide with our own inner wisdom what is the best path forward for us, what's the best decision that we need to make in this moment to move us forward on our path in terms of what we want to create. You were talking about creation, what is it that we want to create in our lives, and where can we find the best wisdom and guidance for that? And it is within ourselves. And I think when we live more from that space, we become, or we realize, we become more empowered, and we realize that we are divine sovereign beings.
Yeah, it was nicely expressed, because that's often a situation with many people, as we are subdued in the societal roles and conforming to the governmental institutions, which might be very suppressive. And so this is a good how to say that. I'm not trying to judge that. I'm trying to kind of create an awareness that, we've been suppressed and our power was taken away from us so that we would just be submissive and do whatever we were told to do, often through the, cultural and educational and upbringing. You're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this, and that continues all throughout the education and growing up to the work. And in work, you ask, okay, what should I do? And you do whatever you are told. So that's not exercising our creative capacity. That's not exercising who we are. We're not being authentic. We're not enjoying it often, because we're very passive in that role.
Absolutely, yeah.
So just a note before, there there might be misconception for some people. What is we are talking about creation and being creators, and they said, "No, I'm not a creator. I can't. If I take a paintbrush, I can't paint anything. If I try to do a song, I can't play any instrument. I can't create anything." Well, creation is a very broad term. So, do you want to have a beautiful day tomorrow? Enjoy your time with the friends or family, or when you go to trip, you plan to enjoy the trip. Is those events and those everything is a creation? So, yeah, it's much more broader. So we talk about creation in that way, but it's everything that we choose to focus on, have experience.
Yeah, so just aligned to what you're saying, we are creating in every moment. We are creating our life in every moment by our thoughts, by our emotions, by our state of being. We are creating the next moment. So we need to be very aware. So if we live from a place of awareness, it's just easier for us to see what we're creating, because our thoughts will create our next moment. Our thoughts will create the type of day we have the next day. And again, bringing it back to power, we have the power to change our thoughts. We have the power to change our state of being, our emotional state of being. So, and with our thoughts, with our words, with our emotions, we are creating our reality in every moment. So that again brings it back to our divinity, our divine sovereign beings, the power to create our world. We have that power, yeah.
Yeah. So just for a viewer, what are you creating now? Are you daydreaming about a date or the time when you go to your garden and manage the garden or are you planning to go and visit your grandparents? Whatever it is a creation, and we are, yeah, in anticipation, as we've discussed, we are already creating that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And in anticipating things and creating more excitement and joy, the whole process just becomes so much more fun. And we raise our frequency, which then it makes it easier to bring in more good things. Good. So you've got a lovely trip to get all excited about and have huge anticipation about. So
Yeah.
wonderful. Enjoy it.
And thankfully it's a group anticipation, so so yeah, I don't need to be that focused on it. But it's going well, and I hope everything will be perfect. So yeah,
Okay. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, Thomas.
thank you.
Okay.
So with that, I think that's a nice wrap up for this topic. So in summary, it's uh, it's a lot of things that we've discussed, but we've discussed anticipation. We've discussed our ability to create through anticipation and through that alignment with the energy that we desire, that we are all creators, and the creation is everything around, everything what we experience. So it's not like yeah. So would you like to add something to the summary?
And just to know that we do have the power to create our own lives as well, and to awaken that inner authority and to bring that out more and more strongly.
Yeah, perfect. So with that, we would like to say bye. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed. And of course, the YouTube things, like, subscribe, share if you enjoyed. And yeah.
Okay, bye guys. See you next time. Bye.